Okay, it is time. Let's do this. Begin the game. So are you guys sharing walls, Alex? That
This
makes
is
it
the
even
story
tougher.
of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I don't know if this is the same every time or not.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
It probably is.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for
Wait, did I click new game instead of continue
Stanley
game?
was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
I feel like I shouldn't begin this
Something he would
intro
never
again.
quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Yeah, it feels like that was all identical. I'm worried now. I have a feeling, did I not actually continue my game? Did I hit new? I'm not entirely sure. I think the game, it might not even make a difference. You can skip, okay. I have a feeling that you can even redo some of the endings anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I'm going to try my best to remember. Oh, that's new. Okay. Look at that. There's that section to new content. I'm going to skip that for now because there's a few things we haven't done over here yet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Thank you. That's good to know, Alex. I was like, oh, I think I did something wrong.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So I think from here, have we not... We did go down, I believe. That's a real scary ending. Right? Yeah, we did that one. Okay. I think there might be one more path we didn't do up here, if I'm remembering correctly.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any
Oh,
human
what was
life.
this code?
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the
Nope, that
boss's
wasn't
desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Oh, you can't walk out, Alex.
2845.
2845. What
But
did I
of
put?
course,
2485?
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
Oh,
happened
does
to input
888
the
work?
correct
How would I
code
even know to try
by
that?
sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Dude, all 6s we would I like that. Yeah, I could have sworn there was like one path on this way we didn't take. I forget what it was, though. Maybe we did all these. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch the previous stream to kind of
Descending
refresh my
deeper into the
memory.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah, I feel like there's one more fork.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, wait, now I remember. No, I don't think we have to do this. I got to that room where all the alarms are going off and you're supposed to like disable stuff. And I feel like I thought I could have finished that, but people were telling me, no, John, you can't actually finish that. That's the ending. That's the joke. Oh, really? Okay, let's try that then. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't need to go forward anymore. I think we have done all that. So let me get back there.
All
Oh,
of his
absolutely,
co-workers were
Alex,
gone.
yeah.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
I would definitely
room.
miss
Perhaps
something
he
like
had
that
simply
easily.
missed a memo.
Yeah, so this game, for anybody
When Stanley
unfamiliar,
came to a set
it's
of
all
two
about just
open
like
doors, he
trying
entered the
different
door on
things,
his left.
kind of breaking ideas of what the game may want you to do and try something completely random.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
And you get really funny endings.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Like one of the endings was you just, not an ending, but if you stay in the broom closet for a long time, it gets really funny doing that too.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So we go all the way here. You go in and out. Is that right? Or is that not the right door? Maybe it's this one. Go in and out. I don't want to go too far in. Oh, sure, Ellaby. Yeah, but don't spoil too much because I would like to see it. Oh, it's the other door. Okay. The one that opens up, the secret one? Or was it this door, Alex? You need to time it. Did I already do it wrong? Did I already miss it?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
Someone
not
try
an
the
indication
8888.
of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind. Stanley was in such a rush
we
to
go.
get through the story as quickly as possible.
Oh, I
he
missed
didn't
it?
even
Oh,
have
I
a
don't even know
single
how to
minute
do
to
it.
just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed.
Okay, let me try it again. So some of these I may skip, Alex, because it's not even very
All of
communicable
his
through text
co-workers were gone.
as to what you're supposed
What
to
could
do.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I go in there, hit 8888, and just leave. I guess I'm just so used to
When
the doors
Stanley
just
came to a
closing
set of
right
two
when you
open
walk in.
doors, he entered the door
That
on
one's
his left.
different. That one closes after a certain amount of time, I guess, that you're in there. Most of these doors are like,
Yet there was
oh,
not a
too late.
single
Can't
person
go out
here
anymore.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So it's not this door. We have to walk in far enough.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now.
Nope. Oh, that's frustrating. Gives you very little window. That was like another,
All
like
of his
maybe
co-workers
3
were
feet
gone.
further than what I
What could
did.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Oh, the
room.
888 is
Perhaps he had
unrelated. Yeah, I
simply
couldn't
missed
get
a
that to
memo.
work. I put 88 in there, but nothing happened. It's just a different thing. Okay. Didn't happen.
When
At
Stanley
least I didn't
came
know
to a
anything.
set
I
of
didn't
two
notice
open
anything with
doors,
8888.
he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm over it.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
We'll move on.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. This is gonna be tricky. Nope. Oh, it got all dark for a second. So don't turn around. Press W and S when you're a bit too far in.
Here's the door.
Aha! Just barely. How far is it going to let me go? Looks like I'm going all the way back. Maybe I was supposed to do something else up there. You can't go back in the bathroom. Oh. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. What? I don't remember seeing that before. Oh, that's weird. It's almost like there's not even a door there. You have to go even further back. Okay. Yeah, Chafla. No, not even close. Not even close. Although I will say, when we got our floors done, basically hardwood floors, it makes the house look so much nicer than it was when we first bought it. I'm going to go all the way back to my office. My house is way fancier. This is trash. I mean, this is kind of a crappy looking office, to be honest. Oh, this door's open. You are now leaving. Okay, that's cool. Escape pod bay, floor 760. We're on 754. What about this door? Nope. See, oh, does this look familiar? I'm gonna say, is this kind of where that other escape hatch went to? $7.55. Oh, good. The floors are going up. I was slightly worried that they were going to trick us and it wouldn't actually go any higher. I think we have to get all the way to 760. What is this? 758? I'm going to try every single door, though. You never know. Okay, one more. Uno más. There we go. Escape launch bay. All those rooms are exactly the same. They all said 432, I noticed. Isn't it such a nice change, Chopla? The only thing I noticed is it made everything colder. I like to wear slippers around the house now. Oh, look how far back this goes. I can't actually see where I'm going. Oh, there's something. That's the escape pod. And... I was loading, okay. It's like, what's going on? We're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I don't know.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We didn't get any exposition. It just kind of happened. That's funny. Nice. Thank you, Alex. I never would have noticed that one. So was that part of the new stuff or was that the old stuff? So I think...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I've exhausted the options going that way. At least the ones I can tell. Like I can remember different paths. The end is never the end. The end is the beginning is the end.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I definitely never did that in the originals, so I'm glad you mentioned that one.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's see, you flipped and you have a numb hand. Did you hurt your hand flipping, Jada? Okay, so there's a couple ways to go. I think they want us to go this way. I think that might go back, but there's another way to go here. So let's go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
That takes us back where we need to go. Oh, it's like when your hand goes to sleep, Jada. Oh, that sucks. Instead of going the way they want us to, let's go this way. It's so fun to piss off the narrator.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. he wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
He doesn't even know.
From here, it's, left.
So do we follow him or go the other way? I'm not sure if you can even go these other directions. I don't think so. Oh, crazy, Ellaby. I love twists like that. Oh, that's going to be fun. How long?
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Never mind. All right, we'll go this way. How long are the episodes, Ellaby?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Checking the script.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Aha. Oh, there's a car there. I remember thinking that thing was going to hit me before when I first saw it. Oh, that's neat, Ellaby. I'm going to have to see the whole thing to get a better idea of how it plays out. But I love ideas like that, especially things with simulation, brainwashing, that kind of thing. Makes for some pretty cool twists. Oh, we've been here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just
close your eyes, guys.
Back to
We've already seen that ending.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I make no promises.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, what's funny is I've definitely been in situations like that at work where...
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
That's so
did
cool.
something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
I didn't touch anything.
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Well, I can't go that way. What's this way? Oh, it's all connected. Okay. Let's find the story. This place is huge. Yeah, doing like animation stuff on YouTube is really cool, Ellaby. It's got to be hard though, just because I know
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Oh, I just came back here.
It's unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, it's just kind of repeating. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. It's just so time consuming to do animation, Ellaby. So that's really cool that you're doing that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, Chopla? No, actually, sometimes I've actually gone someplace, got back to my desk, and everybody was gone. And the whole place felt very quiet. And I thought, did I miss a fire alarm or something? What's going on?
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Oh, no.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
There we go. Okay. What do we miss? We were so early on.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Oh, this looks different.
The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
Another dead end.
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, this is so weird.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Doesn't even know.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yeah!
I know you put in a lot of hard
Love it.
work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this
I can't even
at
go
all.
back.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Hey.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
It just keeps getting worse. That's a good one, Alex. I like that. Oh, here we go. We have an official adventure line. Coffee. How's it going, Coffee? Good to see you, dude.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line.
Trademark.
How simple is that?
Oh, it goes in a different direction. You know what's kind of funny? This line reminds me of like modern day racing games. Have you noticed that? It seems like all racing games from like 10 or 15 years ago, they started adding like a racing line that tells you exactly where you should be and how fast you should be going to be like optimal. Racing games never used to have that. It's really nice, but I don't know. Feels weird.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yeah?
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That could have
Nice
been
job,
weird
Bob.
back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Fine.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This looks like how somebody playing Tony Hawk would navigate this. Now, Coffee, if you've seen the endings of this many years ago, you're going to see some new stuff. Because this is actually a new version of the game that has new endings and new content. I love this line. On the ceiling, even. Gotta follow the line as closely as possible. Almost like a superhero music, isn't it? Boom, 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 boom. Wait, what's over there? Oh, that's where we were previously.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Sure it will.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
You guys remember this fern? Maybe take a screenshot? Okay, I think we got it. I'm scared what they might
what?
ask us about it.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I think my line keeps going this way. It crossed another line back there. Whoa.
Oh, no,
Right
not
back
again,
here.
Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
What's with 234? That one had a weird looking screen. Chocolate, nothing would surprise me.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
True.
We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
We've never gone through this door before.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
It looks like it's a
Go
circle.
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
That's so weird. We went through like multiple 360s, yet it continues in a different direction.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Screw the line. Hey, Michael, what's going on? I know, that was a while back. I did buy it because it was on sale because I owned the original version, but I've been excited to get a chance to actually play this one. I'm glad you could make it, Michael. How you doing? True. It just kind of took the long route, huh, Alex? The scenic route.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Oh, no.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
I'm gonna go the opposite
I know
way.
that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And
make
that,
me
in
sick.
turn, means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
You monster.
Another
Wait, what did I
victory
do?
for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Oh, you can't even do the other door if you wanted to. Oh, nice, Michael. I've had a crazy day. Driving into work today, I had a flat tire. So luckily I was in my neighborhood still. I was able to get back to the house. Once Andy woke up, we were able to take it to the place to get our tire fixed. That was a pain.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
Confusion ending.
Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Oh.
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Whoa.
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Are we going to have to restart it?
Timer stopped. Does
That's
that mean,
good.
did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Even the narrator's scared.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
That's
so
true.
I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well,
Where are
in
we
the
right now?
meantime, if you
Oh, God. He was about to tell us something and it restarted. I think that was the end of that run. I think we were on the 4th or 5th restart from reading the story. I'm not entirely sure. And Ellaby, that is hilarious. Hey, you get what you pay for, right? I love that.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Never be alone again. It was the 5th one. Okay, thank you, Coffee.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this
You could just
room.
rush through there.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
A wild Andy has appeared in my office. How's it going, babe? You okay? Yeah. Just 1 second, guys. I'm going to let you guys do a little battle royale, and I will be back in just 1 second. Robocadia won. Okay, that's not cool. Let me drop you guys a couple tokens. There you go. Robocadia will not get those unless you drop a bomb and he happens to fly into those tokens. Okay, so the last ending that we got was going this way and then down the elevator. But we've also gone straight ahead and done that one as well, so I think we need to go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I love that. Talking some mad smack about me. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Well, you'd probably be dead. Yeah, do not jump from cargo lift while it's in motion, will cause death. Wait, what does that sign say? Vent access for train employees only. Climb at your own risk. Can't actually climb that, I think.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
I think I'm supposed to just go down one?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Did you see the line? I love that. Cool little detail.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I mean,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Now we
Perhaps
actually killed Stanley, true.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This time we'll actually
the lounge was sublime,
go all the way across.
A work of art. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
Actually,
his left.
no, there's another place to drop off. I think I'll do that first.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's very quick to get to the next place, which is
Look,
nice.
Stanley, I think
appreciate
perhaps
that.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
I want
enemy,
to jump on
really,
that
I'm
bridge.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
There's no line this time.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. I don't remember what all these endings are.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
We just have to keep going against him.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
That's great. We just reset you. Blue?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
What'd you know? There's a blue one behind me.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, it's great. Oh.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Not bad.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Microtransactions?
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option.
Ooh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
God, do I keep not going against him?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
That's what we need
Would
a battle
you say that the
pass.
game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Is 5 good or 1 good? Let's go with 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Whoa. A leaderboard. Good old Neil. Skid. 2 seconds? Where am I? Is it trying to find my score? Oh, 9,328th? That's so cool. I love that. Speaking of Battle Pass and microtransactions and stuff, I had heard, I think it was on the new BMWs, they actually can lock out, I think like heated seats unless you pay a monthly fee.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Which
Again,
I thought was
honest
ridiculous.
answers, please.
Hey, Christian, what's in the box? How you doing, Christian? That's true. We were first from the bottom. So if you just reverse the sorting, we're in first place. Let's go with 3.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
The heated seats thing, Shopla?
In this game,
oh my gosh,
the baby
just a sec.
crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I did see this one before,
keep
Alex.
Notes on your experience.
I don't remember which one I did though. Oh, that's such an annoying sound. The baby and the buzzer. Like, any more of that, it's time to let that baby burn. I think it's like, how long can you do this? Welcome to parenthood. I'm gonna do this like 10 more times. Oh, nice, Max. Oh, that's gonna be tough.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there. Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
This is a different... Okay, you guys can hear me again. Unfortunately, Max, we could not shut up the baby. I don't have the button set up to mute the game as well. Just me. Just me. Okay, this kind of looks like the same place, but we're on the wrong floor. Everything looks like it's 500. I know, we need to shut the game up, right? Yeah, this doesn't exactly look familiar. It looks like an office, but like much more terrible. That was so cool, Firewatch. Yeah, you guys, some of you were saying you've never seen it before. I loved Firewatch. I actually had played it before on my own. And then I streamed it actually the same day I built my office chair a while back. And I liked the game so much I wanted to play it a second time with you guys. But yeah, definitely recommend you check that game out. Or the VODs that I have uploaded for the game. I think we're back to the original game now, Coffee. I don't recognize this from any other game. We're kind of in the seedy underbelly of this game, I think. Uh-oh. Is the audio out of sync? What if I clap? See if you can hear clap. Is there audio desync? Let me know if it's weird for you guys. You might want to try restarting your stream too, Chopla. Doesn't seem to be anything we could do in here. That's something I guess a lot of people that record videos will do. Oh, that's really dark.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
That's ominous.
I can wait.
Oh, thank goodness. It's like, oh no, it's just darkness. There we go. What is the deal with that, Max? Like, why do Bluetooth headphones add latency on PC? Like, when I use it on my phone and other things, I don't notice any kind of delay, but I always do with Windows.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I haven't tried it with Linux, though, yet. On my Steam Deck, I'm curious if that adds lag, too. Oh, nice. I've actually really liked some of the Sony PlayStation headsets in the past, Michael. I have the first set that was on the PS4. I really liked it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, when you said Minecraft, Alex, that did sound familiar. I think I've seen that before, but I love the Rocket
Standing
League
now in this incredible room,
Firewatch nods.
Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, honestly, when you first start up a game with the latency, you can notice it, but after a few minutes, it just kind of goes away.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, this time we'll
Look,
take
Stanley,
this
I
all
think
the way
perhaps
through.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else
can't be that bad.
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To
For
put
who?
your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who are you talking about? Oh, that's big and dark.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Let's try not. I don't know who this is. Let's not pick up and see what happens. I don't know if it's an option. You can't leave, but...
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope.
I actually
Hope
unplugged
for
the
a
phone.
life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah, I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible.
Find a
Let
way.
me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
See what?
You're not Stanley. You're a real
Oh.
person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Oh, gosh.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the
love
best
this.
part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Uh-oh,
He
Rupert.
could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
Or...
Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue
oh, they're
talking.
real.
Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
What the hell is a back sack
Excellent.
and crack?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
That was a
Do
terrible
you
choice.
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
That's kinda
and
scary,
the
but it's
feeling
true.
should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back.
I don't think I've ever seen this
you
one.
may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate
Holy
as
cow.
a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I don't remember seeing that before. That was great. Max, I'm very excited about those new Bluetooth standards. That would be great. Are we supposed to go all the way back?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform.
Oh, look at
and
that.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
They're like a safety gate. I'm supposed to have a back second crack. It sounds like oddly sexual or something. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. This is weird backtracking. How far are we going to go? Get back to the blue room.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Do we have to answer the phone again?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Of course I'm going backwards.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Look at that file cabinet. Oh, that's weird looking. Everything's busted and warped. Wait, does this change again? No, that's already warped. Okay, let's go the right way now. So far, oh, no, that doesn't look right.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my
Michael.
work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't like that noise. It looks worse now.
Oh, I'm here.
What did
I'm
you
still
do?
Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
What did I do?
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Oh, I feel bad.
What, did you think that would be funny?
Yeah.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
Poor narrator.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it.
We have to
I
go back
tried
and see
so
that.
hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We didn't even actually restart. Let's go here again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
One more time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Okay, I think it just resets you instantly when you do that.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Kind of, huh,
I'm
Michael?
quite sure you'll
He
be
seems
up to
friendly,
the task. Just
and then kind
follow
of
my lead
sinister.
and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know, there's another game I've played that reminds me a little bit of this game with the narrator. Have you ever played a game called Thomas Was Alone? It's actually like a little platformer with like little squares essentially, but it has a narrator that kind of goes over everything, and it's kind of clever like that too. Not quite this funny, but different kind of cool.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase,
Oh.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Look at that, we can't go down. Can't go in the bathroom. Oh, that's different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode.
Which
He had
was?
seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
Night Shark
Stanley had been
115.
trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
But look at this right here. That poster, I have to take a picture of this. It says business strategy and then has a man with a gun to like a panda's head.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I am the most expensive
I'm
boss.
sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I doubt this game's linked into my microphone, but Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh, use of weapons. I guess Stanley's always typing. I could have typed that out, huh?
He entered the door on his left.
Whoa. That's cool.
Stanley? Hello? Are you...
We're in like third person now.
Okay. Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Oh, this is so weird.
Is everything all right?
Hey, we're getting
Stanley,
credits.
this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
I can't help you,
Do
dude.
something.
Very much an
Anything.
out-of-body experience, right,
This is
Alex?
more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
Oh,
Are
that's
you
so
there?
trippy.
Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
We're going to need more time. I don't know how to get out of here. There we go. Oh, that was a wild one.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Okay, I think we might have at
When
least
Stanley
one more to
came
do
to a
over
set
here.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, we got to do the phone one. That's right.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. Holy cow, that's a lot of frames, Ellaby.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
You definitely
ago.
need a break.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
And everyone's like, who's she?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Let's do it. Oh, we're back to our apartment now.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
That's really creepy.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
I don't like
They
that.
want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
That's really messed up.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh. Good morning, employee 427. Press K on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press C. I wonder if I can resist and not do anything for a while. Yeah, the wife from the apartment ending that he referenced earlier, right, Alex? Let's try it.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
God, when you put it
One
that
might
way.
even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Aww. Press H to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Wait, what happened
First,
to our
he
TV?
imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Like 40 endings. Dang, Alex. So that's crazy. Our house is slowly turning into our office.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
X to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Where's our fridge?
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
Oh God,
and he
not that
called
one.
it the Stanley Parable.
G to tell your kids a story. We don't have kids.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press V to tell your wife you love her. I think she's going to disappear. Not our wife.
But there is no answer.
There she goes.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
And you to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Get it out.
Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, I'm going to do it. Press C to be at work in the morning.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Oh, no.
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press F to question nothing. I'm not going to press that button. I will absolutely question stuff. I wonder if that time is significant. That's not the time I put in. It's probably not. I think we have to press that. Okay.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Jeez, that got dark. Oh man, it really makes work life just feel like a mundane slavery. Just like we're just in this rat race until it's all over, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, this might be a time where I might have to ask a question, Alex. Now, when I was going down the path of not picking up the phone, was there another choice I could have made? I think I remember they telling me to go in one direction or the other. And I thought, oh, can I go this way? Maybe there's another ending there I missed before I start doing the new stuff. Right? Use of weapons? You gotta be racing rats. Otherwise, what are you doing? Okay, there is another path. Okay, I want to be sure.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile.
I don't remember that.
At last, proof that he was human.
You were bleeding? Yeah, Michael, right? And that's kind of what makes you think, like,
really, really worth it being
you want to
here in the
retire as soon
room.
as possible.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I wonder if we can get another ending just by staying in here. Although I've also heard the saying, if you love what
At
you do
this
for
point,
work,
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy.
you'll never work
and
a day in
reflected
your life.
poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I love it. Oh, yeah, we definitely want to do that
Stanley
too,
sat
Alex.
around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No way, I'm going to wait. Give it one more minute to see if anything happens. I think that might have been exhausted. It is a nice room. That's awesome. Are they like noise canceling headphones, Michael? And I'm guessing they're like the PS5 branded ones, right? Okay, I think we just need.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
It was pretty amazing.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So we want to
Look,
jump
Stanley,
off,
I think
and
perhaps
this
we've
time
gotten
take
off
the
on the
correct
wrong
door.
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I love his
There's
reaction when we
someone
jump
you've
down.
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, so this time we'll follow directions.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
I'm going in circles.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Are they two different doors, or is that the same door? It's like on both sides. Although because it's repeating, there might not actually be another side. Oh, that's awesome. And I remember the PlayStation headphones when you use it with a PS5, of course. It has some great kind of I think it's like virtual surround sound. I think is really enhanced with that headset.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
That's space.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
What the heck?
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
We go out.
No, wait. Where are you going?
You can go backwards there.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
There's no exit, but you can jump to your death. Oh, good call, Alex. Yeah. Trigger warning for suicide and all that. All right. Here we go.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
Or, yeah, I guess we
No.
don't get to jump,
No,
right?
no,
Weapons.
what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
And then you just plummet once again.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
And you go a little
My
slower
God.
each time.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
Oh.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
He's such good at the guilt trips. I love it. Oh.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
That's probably correct,
It
Alex.
looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
We choose broken legs, apparently.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Poor narrator. Okay, now I want to stay there and see him be happy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's so cool because, like, you're always at a loss as to what is
When
real
Stanley
and what's
came
not.
to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way.
Sometimes
to
the
the
game
meeting room,
seems like it
and Stanley
resets,
knew
but
it perfectly well.
it hasn't.
Perhaps he
you're
wanted to
still in a
stop
new
by the
room.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Keep
took
on
the
going.
first open door on his left.
So
Stanley was
same
so bad
thing,
at
but we'll
following
stay in the
directions,
light this
it's
time.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I wonder if there's anything you can land
There's
on down
someone
there.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm
The
on
timing
your
on that's
side.
perfect.
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, so you just stay there for a little while. He might talk a little bit more, but there's no different ending. Okay, let's go ahead and do the cargo ending then. Begin again. Which is really handy. You can reset it to go back.
Already
because
this
you
was
can't actually
uncomfortable,
walk back.
and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
So for the next one, I believe, Alex, we want to go to the cargo room, but just
When
not
Stanley
go on
came
the
to a
lift,
set
right?
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Which makes sense.
Perhaps he wanted to
There's-
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
There's
it.
a bunch of signs that talk about danger.
It was
Don't get on
okay.
this.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, what if I make it move, but then I get off real quick? Can you do that?
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
Whoa.
You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Not gonna do it.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Usually he's so against you hurting yourself, but not in this round. Watch, he brings the lift back. He might not actually have any more. Oh, you can't go back though. I don't think there's any place we can safely jump to. shimmy to the edge of the boxes on the left, like right here. Oh, there's like a little entrance there, isn't there? How would you get up there? Do you have to climb on the boxes? There is this random chair here. Oh, we can't do it yet. Okay. Yeah, I think I might have to kill myself here. I can try to make that. I don't think I can, though. Oh! We did make it. Wow, I didn't think I was going to be able to make that turn. Stanley's got some maneuverability. Yeah, there's no jump, Michael.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path
Hell's wrong with the sound?
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office
There's
had
like a
begun.
speaker in
So
here.
far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
Garlic!
So far
How's it
off the
going,
beaten
Garlic?
path
Good to see you.
that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
The narrator sound system.
That it seemed
That's cool. All these different
You
tapes for
didn't
different
think I was
situations.
actually just a recording, did you?
Oh.
What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
What if I
Now
hit
I've become
record?
sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
That's a cool one. I like that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, can you think of any other paths or anything off the top of your head, Alex? Otherwise, I think we might be ready to check out the new stuff. Oh, I was able to put in some input. You got more? Oh, I don't think it lets me do any more. Damn, Max. Damn. Can't quite make it. One of these days.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
We got about 45 minutes until we have to wrap things up, Alex. I haven't even looked at the new stuff, although I think you do randomly run into some new endings in the main game. I haven't gotten into that door right there, where it specifically says new content. Okay, perfect, Alex. There might be some runs where you don't want to quit in the middle, because you're actually in the middle of a, I guess, a path. Might as well check it out. Let's do it.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
You tell me, narrator. Oh, whole new loading screen. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
This is so cool.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Ooh, ah.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
It looks like steroids.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this
really
sounds
cool.
delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I immediately try to go in the janitor's closet.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
What's interesting is it's almost like he's not a part of this new content, you know?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Arbo.
All right, finally, at
night,
long
dude.
last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Hey, great to see you again, Arbo. Have a good night. Hopefully you get some great sleep.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
He's like not part of this. This is so interesting.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
You can jump now? I only have 35 jumps left. You can't jump outside of the circle. Only in the circle. Oh, I gotta use all those jumps. But where is that cord going?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
That's all it is. Yep, can't jump anymore. They weren't lying. Oh, that's great. Make sure there's no way in here. Another elevator? Watch, this takes us right back to the normal stuff.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
Ooh.
Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else.
They're almost
Let's see
making
it.
fun of like
I'm ready for whatever it is.
really big RPGs when they're talking about. They're like thousands of hours of new content. I think it was Dead Rising 2 that came out recently. They said something like, this game takes 500 hours to complete. And everybody's like, no, we don't want it to be that long. That's ridiculous.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What
great.
quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Love it.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Oh, this is awesome.
What do you say, friend?
Yeah, let's do that. Even though I'm not sure if I have anything else in the old content to do. Oh, this is not the same. There's a picture of our old hallway, but we're not there. I love how meta that is. It's so good. They could have actually done that. Like, actually released the Ultra Deluxe version, and that was the only difference. Was that little room right there. That would have been... I mean, that would actually piss people off.
Psst. Stanley,
Would it be pretty
come
funny?
over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, we should do it. I haven't seen any of this. This is all brand new to me.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Whoa.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Graphics. We're so used to those just drab gray rooms we were seeing. Boom, look at this. We're in a different kind of game. They still have office chairs. What is this?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Sounds like an advertisement. A Memory Zone. Oh, there's our phone that we answered when we got to meet our wife.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Memory, sweet memory. And there's a picture of the Steam page for from when Stanley Parable first came out. Was that what Steam used to look like? There's little differences here and there. It's not too crazy. It looks like it's not English. That's a different language, I think. Yeah. What is that? Is that Russian? Stanley Parable, like postcards? That's cool. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to, and they just like put tape over there. Stanley Parable. Yeah, was that Russian, Alex? Let me zoom in a little bit closer. It's kind of hard to tell. Let me get as close as I can. I just see like at the very bottom over there, kind of looks like to me a lowercase n that's like squared off. And I swear I've seen that in the Russian language, but I'm not entirely sure. Like obviously the Stanley Parable shows English, but the other text is all different for me. None of that's in English from what I can tell. Alex, you're like losing your mind. What was it? Is that Russian? I'm not too sure. Michael, you can't tell you don't game on PC. I mean, I've been playing on PC forever, but like I don't have the various versions of Steam memorized, unfortunately. I do have some of the old console layouts memorized though. I remember the old that's not okay. Thank you for checking, Alex. Like the old Xbox, I forget what they call them, but on the Xbox 360 when you had like those different tabs, I always liked how that looked. Oh, is it Ukrainian? Oh wow. 2014 Independent Games Festival. And the Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. I love that because it looks like, oh, what do you call it? Like a Microsoft product from back in the day. Good times. All the different endings it looks like. Yeah, that might have been more recently, actually, Alex. I wonder if they patched that in later, because I forget when this actually came out. If this came out after all the craziness going on right now, or if it was afterwards. That would be a weird coincidence, wouldn't it? Oh, that must be their old website. Oh, yeah, it was after. I bet that's completely on purpose for that reason, Alex. Smile because it happened. Trip down memory lane. Can you get the Stanley Parable on vinyl? The first $1 they ever made. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Okay, so they must have had like a demo version. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. You know, there was one achievement that I think this game had. Yeah, this one. If you don't launch the game for like 5 years, you can get that achievement. That's so funny. Oh, all the different nominations they got? That's cool. Oh my goodness. Therapy Android. Get over here real quick. Therapy, thank you so much for the subscription. 41 months. Oh, we in the 40s already. Oh my gosh. The months you've been subscribed, Therapy, has officially surpassed the number of years I've been alive. I had no idea that was ever going to happen. Thank you so much, Therapy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. How are you doing? How's your vacation? Are you still on vacation? Or is it just wrapping up? Or how's that going? Swap back over here. Oh, good to see you, though. How's it going, Therapy? New video game releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. I love that. There's like a fake news article about them. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Costs hinder new tech to achieve diversity. Business leaders pushing election of council allies. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, are you still on vacation? That's good. I still got about 3 weeks until I get to start my vacation, which we will be canceling some streams. I apologize, guys. It's going to be a weird August. I'm going to take the first week off of streaming, and then I'll be back for a week. And then I go on vacation again with Andy's side of the family, so I'll take another week off. I think actually just 2 streams, and then we'll be back. So the first week I'm going to go spend with my folks in Nevada, and I love doing that, especially in the summer because it's real hot. They have a pool. We'll go to the lake, all kinds of good stuff. And then after that, we're going to go visit Andy's parents, and we're going to go camping out there, and that's going to be a lot of fun too. Oh, perfect, Alex. What are you doing for your vacation? Stanley Parable deals tough choices. I don't know. I thought they were pretty easy choices. They were fun. This looks so cool. Nice. That is a good vacation therapy. Getting tan and fat. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh. That's cool. We got lyrics. Pretty. Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight right now, Therapy, because I know I'm going to gain it at my parents' house.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour of elevator content. Oh, I love that. This is a cool room. I like how they're kind of celebrating themselves, though, in a way, too. Camping's rough. No, I guess that was kind of a misnomer. We won't be actually, like, tent camping, but we'll be out in the woods away from stuff, but we'll have a cabin out there. So I guess more just in the woods, I suppose. Oh, that'll be fun, Alex. Great for just a change of scenery, right? Person of the Year. We know what Stanley looks like. We saw him before. They're still obscuring him. Let's check down here. Maintenance zone. Oh, we can't go in there. Might as well, right, Michael? It's got to be Elden Ring too. Still probably my favorite game this year. Elden Ring was so good. Oh, that's them developing the game. Or Scott K. One of the developers' cars. Oh, there's like a collector's edition of the game, huh? Your number is 29. I don't remember seeing that.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
This is crazy. The expansion content is like actively fighting against itself. It's saying that we didn't need to make this. Why did we make this? We're ruining it. It's so crazy. I used to go to GameStop or GameSpot a lot for reviews and stuff, but they had that fiasco a long time ago. I forget for which game it was. I think it was Kane Lynch, but it was when they reviewed the game, they didn't give it a very good score. And the guy that reviewed it got fired because they were giving them a bunch of advertisement dollars. So you could see advertising for Kane and Lynch everywhere. But when they didn't give it a good score, it looked really bad on the game and for their advertisers. They took away the money for advertising, so they fired the guy. And it's like, oh, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. Okay, I can't go that way. I wonder if I'm supposed to go down to the maintenance room. Can't open that door either.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
It doesn't look good. I feel like we're playing Half-Life now.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no, they're going to look at bad reviews. There's this YouTuber I like to watch. You should check out some of his stuff, Therapy. He's done reviews on, oh God, what was that? Well, no, you requested a while back that point-and-click adventure game. I can't think of the name of it. You're like in an asylum? Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Sanitarium? Is that it? But he did a review on that one. He does all kinds of games. But yeah, part of his review process is he goes and looks at bad reviews for the games he likes, and he just tears them a new one. And it's really funny. Yeah, check out... it used to be the Grim Beard Diaries. I think it's just called the Grim Beard now. But yeah, really fun YouTube channel. This is going to be bad. Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I love that they even put the usernames. I hope it's actually there. I hope that's a real review. That's so funny. Oh, there's kind of one there, but we can't quite read it. It might have been, Michael. We might have to go back and take a clip of that and check. I'll have to go get a screenshot and see if we can find that review. I love how desolate and dank the Steam reviews section is. It's not like the nice museum of all the professional reviews. Kind of turned into a horror game a little bit. Almost look like I can climb that. Here's another one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It's making me feel bad for the narrator again. Almost as bad as when we kept jumping off that staircase. I love the vibe here, though. Like a different game, isn't it? Sloshing around in the mud.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customers.
What is happening?
Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't want to skip the narration. I love the narration. What's behind this? Not much. That's what's behind there.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
Not gonna do it.
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards,
makes no
reduction
sense.
Therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably,
I think it just repeats
we
itself.
all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so,
okay,
now you
we
see,
gotta skip.
blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination
And he's doing this
and
again.
more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you
And I think they want you to
Okay,
skip again.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite?
So hard to
You
follow.
see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not
Is it deep
making
or
them.
meaningless?
Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that Manifesto just has a much grander sort
I'm
of
impressed
tone?
how much
It has
they
a
recorded for
mouthfeel
this.
that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to Manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be
Nice.
here all day. Okay, look.
I might break
I
this
have
game
a
too,
method
Michael.
for exactly this sort of situation. And I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, Manifesto. Treatise, Manifesto. Treatise.
Okay, this is
Manifesto.
where you have to skip, or you just
Treatise,
lose your mind, right?
Manifesto. Treatise.
This is
Manifesto.
almost as bad as that baby that was trying to
Treatise,
kill himself in the fire.
Manifesto. Treatise, Manifesto. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam
even called
review,
them out.
or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess
don't
I
think you
should
can.
become better educated on exactly how Steam
Maybe you can.
works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review.
Yeah, come
merely
on, Gabe.
because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over.
Perfect.
How about this?
Love that review.
From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made.
Oh, we gotta
It is
skip.
perhaps true
I can't
to
take much
say
more.
that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were
I have
before.
to do it. It's so hard.
If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune. A privilege.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
What?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Oh, you're supposed to press
I
again,
think
aren't
the
you?
skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
There's no door.
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
Maybe it's on the other side?
How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
The,
I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to
skip button broke
please
it.
step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
Doesn't
Please,
work that way.
I'll take any option at all.
I can't even jump.
I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Whoa.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley.
I'm
There's
scared we're
no
going to start to
door.
go like
There's
way,
just
way,
you
way
and
in
the
the future
button,
as
and
we
if you
skip
keep
this.
pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
Oh, you can see the time
I have
right there.
no idea how
That's
long
cool.
I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button
So it's
again.
almost 3 o'clock.
I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
The hell happened?
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Oh, damn.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person.
This is going to be a
speak with.
dark ending.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
His plants died.
Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone
how far
was
are we going?
listening. I need...
Months?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've
all
had
dead.
so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
A
Have
year?
you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Oh,
I felt
no.
nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed.
I think it's time to go.
I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I...
Oh, no. No narrator. It could have been 10 years? 20 years? 100 years? I hear something. I think that's just the AC unit. I guess all we could do is skip, right? The clock fell down. Oh no, the smoke alarm battery died. Wait, did that actually last years? Mine don't last that long. Now, it only does that when it's running low on battery, so if we skip again and the battery dies, we should be good. What knocked down the clock?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time.
So eventually, this place will just start to rot and decay, right? There doesn't seem to be anything happening here.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end,
Alex!
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This is what you said earlier.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
This
never
is
the
creepy.
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the.
Oh, we have a leak. I was gonna say, he doesn't even seem to notice us anymore. He's kind of like lost his mind. Oh, and the loading screen says that too, yeah. Okay, I'm scared we're gonna skip again and it's gonna be flooding in here. Whoa! No, not flooded, but the weather is tearing things apart. Well, I mean, we had water damage happening, so I guess that makes sense. What the hell caused that, though? Just natural erosion, falling apart? Oh, we got sun. Still no way out of here. Wait, is there anything on the other side? This thing that got knocked over. We have no idea what year it is, how long we've been here. Let's turn into The Last of Us. Nature is taking back over. Are you guys excited for that new Last of Us game? It's gonna be a full-on forest after this. No. Everything died. What's nighttime? Oh no. Is this like some end of the world stuff? Like there's like monsters or something out of there? I have no idea. We could be skipping thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years. We have no idea. Does that thing still work? There's some terrifying noises out there. It definitely sounds like some kind of monsters have taken over the earth. That's awesome. Whoa. Everything's at an angle. The whole place fell over. We can see outside. Oh. Yeah, it's a wasteland. Well, I guess if you have to pick a direction, you might as well go the direction that this is exiting. To like that general direction. Let's see what happens if we keep walking this way. It just ends. I wonder if I could have skipped any more. I'm not sure if that was really the end or what. Oh, that was a crazy one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So now I feel like we're back in the original game. Ah, but that's now all highlighted neon. That's cool. Okay, that was the ending. It doesn't make any difference if you try to skip again, I'm guessing. That's awesome. All right. Well, this is probably a good stopping point, honestly. Now that we've kind of done the main game, we've started the new stuff, and we can probably... I'm not sure how much new stuff there actually is, Alex, but based on the length of the first game, I imagine we might be able to beat it on the next round. I'm not sure if it's like kind of a similar length to the main game. Let's see. So now there is more, but it's going to be long too. Okay, yeah, we don't want to start it right now then. Yeah, if the next ones are quite a bit longer, we definitely want to stop here. Some of the other ones in the previous game, you could finish like, you know, in like 5 or 10 minutes, which we could knock maybe 1 or 2 out. I should be quitting at 10, but I usually go over. But no, that's a perfect stopping point. I love that. What an awesome game. This game's so fun. Really makes you think. I love that they do that. Maybe 2 streams? Perfect. The more content, the better with this game. It's so crazy. I love it.